Hey everyone, Tanner Bell here and welcome back to Maker's Gonna Learn. In today's video, we're going to share with you how to sublimate using Cricut Design Space. And believe it or not, we're going to share with you this tutorial on Mac as well as a PC. We're going to give you both exporting options for each computer software because we realize that a lot of you out there have maybe a PC and doesn't always have a Mac. So we are super excited to provide you with that. So let's go ahead and design our project in Cricut Design Space. For programs that people absolutely love using for sublimation like Canva, you cannot work with SVGs. So that's how we're going to work around it today to save you from having to buy a different software. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. First things first, you need to download the Blown Away and the Bold and Proud font from Maker's Gonna Learn. These fonts are available to all members, and you can definitely grab our membership right down below and get started today to have access to thousands of cut files and hundreds upon hundreds of different fonts. Once you head over to Cricut Design Space, you're going to want to grab one of the exclusive files in the Maker's Gonna Sublimate course. This one right here is a great distress cut file that you'll be able to work with. All right, my friends, what we've got right here is our Work Hard, Dream Big design between our two fonts of choice. Those fonts are linked down below, and all we did was use our Bold and Proud font for the Work Hard and the Big, and then our other font, Blown Away, we were able to use for Dream. So see here, we made sure each letter was ungrouped, we sized it right where we wanted it, and we've placed everything right there. So once you're happy with this, I just want to go ahead and select all of that and press weld. And now that that is welded, you can see we can take this over here and place it inside of our distressed image. So as you can see, this is awesome. And I think this file right here showcases why sublimation is so amazing, because who wants to weed an image like that distress? I would never want to, and I think it would be a horrible craft fail. So once you're happy with that as well, let's select both layers and press weld again. And now that this is one solid image, we are going to bring in a pattern. So this is where the fun really takes place. So we have our pattern at the back, and what we're going to do is just kind of pick what colors we want to slice out. So I love using some of this blue to purple. If we bring it over here, I think it'll look really awesome. Okay, so now we can select both layers, and we are going to press slice. Once it's sliced out, you can now start removing your layers. You can remove your first one and press delete. You can remove this one and press delete. And now you'll see you have your design right here that is ready to go. Now the next step is to size it for Cricut Design Space. Now when it is a print and cut, you are going to see here that it can only be about 6.7 inches by about 8 or so inches. So size it down to the size that it will work for print and cut. For us, that was 7 by 6.6 inches. So now we can go ahead and press make it. As you can see, it's right here and it has the black right around the edges. No worries, we are going to use that. So let's go ahead and press continue. If you would like, you would be able to go ahead and mirror it, but you also can have other opportunities to mirror it at a later step if needed. So since we're here, I'm gonna go ahead and mirror it. So now let's press continue. Once you're ready to print, go ahead and click send to printer. There's two very important settings you need to be aware of. You want to turn bleed off because this is for sublimation, but you want to turn on use system dialog. So now ignore the printer setting and press print, and you'll see that it'll pop up in the back behind your Design Space tab. And as you can see, it is right here. So what we're going to do is right here where it says PDF, you are going to select that, and we're going to click open in preview. So once it's processed, we've opened in preview, and you can see it looks just like it would if we were to print it in Cricut Design Space. What we're actually going to do at this step is we're going to click File, and we are going to click Export. And once we are ready to export, we can name this Dream Big, and I'm just gonna put sub for sublimation. And the format we are exporting today is we are turning that PDF into a PNG. So let's select PNG right here. And now your resolution, I'm gonna move that up to 300. That way it's a super crisp and high quality image, and we can click save. Now you may be saying, Tanner, what are you doing? What we're about to share with you is how to do a full size sublimation design utilizing the Cricut Design Space software for designing. If this is the size you actually want to sublimate, you could simply print this out right now through the Cricut software, cut off that black square, and be ready to sublimate. But if you want to make it anything larger than the size we had to select for print and cut, this is how you're going to do it. So once you're ready, you can go over to canva.com. So once you're to Canva, you're going to create a canvas the size that you can print. So for us, we're going to click custom size. And from pixel, we're going to move it to inches. Since we're working with this Epson right here, we're going to do an 8.5 by 11. So let's just type in 8.5 by 11 and click create new design. Now what we're going to do is go over to upload, and we're going to upload media. Under documents, you can see our dream big, and now we're going to press open. We're going to select this, and it's now on the canvas. What I'm going to do is I'm going to spin it around, just like so. And then what we need to do now is crop this image. So let's go ahead and click crop right here. And now we're going to size this in and take off that black square. And then we can go ahead and press done. And look like, just like that, it's now removed. So now what we can do is size this up so that we can do something a lot larger. So that way we're able to make a larger design that is made for sublimation, that it does not have the print and cut limitations. And notice how we're doing this all for free between 3 different programs: Cricut Design Space, Preview, and Canva. Now you have this design ready to go. You can simply press download. It's already been mirrored for us. We're going to save it as a PNG, and we can click download. And now for your Mac, all you'd want to do is click right here and press the design, and you can see you have it right here. You would print it out with your favorite sublimation settings for your printer and ink. If you're brand new to sublimation, again, definitely check out our Maker is Gonna Sublimate course. There's 20+ videos to teach you how to have amazing images every single time. But a lot of you are saying, Tanner, I don't have a Mac. I cannot do it this way. Can you share with me how to do it on a PC? So I'm about to open up my handy dandy PC right here and walk you through it as well. All right, my friends, so we're at the same place in the Windows computer that we were at where we left off and kind of started this whole process in the Mac. So I'm not gonna share redesigning it. I'm gonna share from after pressing make it to completion. So we are going to select send to printer. And I wanna share with you all that we have linked down below an amazing application if you have a PC called a Bullzip PDF printer. This is gonna allow us to easily convert those PDFs to PNG really quickly. So go ahead, and we have that link down below. Add that to your computer. It's called Bullzip PDF printer. So you'd wanna select that as your printer. Again, we turn off that bleed setting and we turn on that system dialog. So once that's on, we're gonna press print. And you see here, it pops up. Again, this is system dialog again. So we wanna select the Bullzip printer and press print. And then right here, you can name it. And then we're gonna change the format from PDF to PNG. And you'll be able to press save. And yes, we'll override that. So it turns it into a PNG really easily. Now over here on your Canva, you will do the same exact thing that we have previously did on our Mac. Open Canva, set the size. You'll want to go to uploads, and you're going to click upload media, and you're going to select your design. Make sure this is the one you would like. And here's our project. So we're going to select that, and we're going to press open. And once it uploads, we will do the same exact thing. We're gonna take this image, we're gonna insert it here, and then all we need to do is click crop. And again, size that down, and then press done. And then you can size it up, it's already mirrored. That is amazing. Size it to the size you would like, and then you can press download when you're ready, and we're gonna save that as a PNG. and press download. So it's pretty much a similar process, just with our PC friends. It doesn't have awesome compatibility like Preview does, which is a built-in program for your Mac. But the Bull Zip is a great quick turnaround. You can now open up your Sublimation design and continue printing however you prefer to do so on your PC. But that is exactly how you're able to take an image that you design in Cricut Design Space, export it, turn it into a PNG, size it to do a full-size sublimation project, and get the process going right away. It's that easy. I love these workarounds that we have provided because there's so many of you that are familiar with working in Cricut Design Space and want to make it easy to have amazing sublimation projects. And that's what we're all about here at Maker's Gonna Learn. What's going on, guys? Tanner Bell here with makersgonnalearn.com. I'm so excited to be here with you today because we're sharing our Sublimation for Beginners video. This is going to teach you how to make 2 projects start to finish by the end of today's video. We're going to go over all the supplies needed to get started with sublimation because, guys, I understand it can be difficult. There is so much to learn, and as you can see on the table, there's a lot of things that may be new to you that you need for sublimation, whether it is the blanks, the ink, all sorts of things that you need for your project today. So let's go ahead and jump right into what supplies you actually need to be able to sublimate. Now, if you're brand new, you may not know that it's very popular to take an already existing printer and be able to convert it. This right here is my faithful Epson Workforce WF7710, and it works amazing. I've had this since 2019. The price has increased, so there are a few alternatives that you can convert, but it's really neat. So if you don't want to have to convert your own printer, you can purchase a sublimation specific printer. They have the Sawgrass, which is really nice, and we have one of those in our office. But due to size and being able to make literally as many and as big of projects as we like to do, this comes in super handy because it helps out with everything we need to do, okay? Now, after you have a printer, you have to have the ink to convert it. So there's a lot of different ones. There's Cosmo. StarCraft just recently came out with their sublimation ink, which is really fantastic. So you'll want to grab that, and then you'll also want to go through the converting process. So we're not going to share that in today's video, but there will be more information for that when you grab the checklist. We have a course, so it's super fantastic to check out all of that because sublimation kind of has a lot of moving parts, okay? So next, after that, you're going to need sublimation paper. And this right here is hands down probably the leader in the sublimation game, and this is paper from Asub. And this right here, we have the large sheets that are 13 by 19 inches. It's very helpful to have these large sheets. You can cut them down, you can use them in different ways. It's just really helpful so you can have the nice large projects because you can make some really big sublimation projects. Now, after you have the ink, the paper, the printer, let's go ahead and go over what you actually have to have when it comes to making a sublimation project from a blank. So right here, you have to have polyester products. So this right here is a sublimation mug. This is actually from Cricut. Anything that is 65 and up poly blend will work perfect for sublimation. Now, the richer color you want, the closer you want to be to 85 to 100% polyester for your projects. It's very important that you can have high polyester blend in your projects today. Okay, my friends? So today, in these start to finish projects we're going to do together, because I really believe after you see everything, you really need to know how to use the products and how it all kind of works together, right? So we have 100% polyester garden flag, which is really nice. So this is 100% polyester. So we'll be able to do a great transfer on here, and it's gonna be perfect for today's video. And again, we have the Cricut mug that is perfect as well for sublimating. So that's fantastic. You have the blanks, the inks, the paper. Now let's talk about what you need for your heat. Now, as a beginner, you may want to start out with an easy press. As a sublimation beginner, do not feel like you have to go out and spend $500 on a big heat press. I just don't want you to do that yet. So use what you have. So whether you have an easy press that's 9x9, the large one we're using today is 10x12, really whichever you have will be perfect for your sublimation projects, okay? So you wanna have a great heat source. And now we also have the Cricut mug press. And if you have any interest in doing your tumblers, being able to create mugs, and having something that is never going to wash off, that is dishwasher safe, this mug press right here is perfect for you to take advantage and be able to jump in to sublimation. Now, my friends, this is a lot. There's a lot of things that we use. There's also the Teflon sheet. You wanna have your heat resistant mat. And we even have a glove here when we're working with the mugs. There's a lot of different things you need. You will also want heat resistant tape. And if you have heat resistant tape, this is how you're going to get the best quality project right out of the gate every single time. Everything you see here are things that we use in every sublimation project. But my friend, you don't have to start out with all of this. Use what you have, and slowly, as you decide to get more into it, you can add other items as you go. You don't have to have a mug press and a large easy press or a big heat press to get started. We want you to start sublimation with what you have. So if you're excited to see why and how all these things work together, let's go ahead and jump over and start working on our mug. Today we're going to work in Cricut Design Space to help design our mug, and then I'm going to share with you how you can take any design, whether it's from makersgonnalearn.com or any other platform, and put it in Preview, which is a free platform on your Mac. There's similar ones for Windows, and just print it out. So we're going to share with you 2 ways on how to do that. It's really fantastic, and I'm really excited for you to see exactly how to get started and the practical uses for all of these items, because I know at times it can be overwhelming. So let's go ahead and jump into Cricut Design Space. So when you import the cut file, you're going to go ahead and see that it says that this is a print then cut. So if you go up to operation, you'll see it's a print then cut. So today we're actually using the print then cut feature to print out and create today's project. You're going to see how we're able to utilize the Cricut Design Space software to make a really easy sublimation mugs all inside Design Space. Now again, you could design this from scratch as well, but it's also just a great platform to size your image and have it print out really easily with Cricut Design Space. So I wanted to also note that when you are making a Cricut mug using the Cricut mugs, you will want to make sure the size is a little bit less than 3.75 inches height. So we made ours 3.6, and the width today is 3.11. So that's the size for our mug today. You can kind of play around with what size you want yours, but this will be fantastic. So now we're going to press Make It. As you can see, it's going to put it on the mat for you, and it's going to give this black square around your image. That's okay, we're going to cut that off. So now what we want to do is go ahead and mirror our image. We have been able to mirror our image, and we're going to press Continue. When you're getting ready to print your image, make sure you have your printer selected. Today we're using the Epson Workforce 7710 series. So one thing I want to let you guys know is when you're doing this, be sure to turn bleed off. So go ahead and turn that off and then press Print. All right, my friends, so we printed this out right here. and you can see the colors are not as vibrant as it looks like on your computer. That is completely fine. So what we're going to do is we're going to save some of this paper. We're going to be able to use this, cut it to other sizes. We just had this loaded in, so we're just working with that. So what we're going to do, take our scissors and we're going to trim it down and just take off the black rectangle. You could use a paper trimmer, you can use your scissors, whatever you want today. I'm gonna cut pretty small so I know exactly the size of our image. Now, one thing I wanna share with you, Sublimation has the ink. This is an ink transfer, right? So do you wanna scratch the image? No. Be sure to be careful when touching the image, just so you don't scratch it, because that could affect your design. Typically with vinyl, we're used to touching it, weeding it, you know, everything like that. You just wanna be very careful when you are going about it. So just like that. Now at this time, when we're getting our little image ready, remember we mirrored it. So once this is cut out, you're simply going to want to go ahead and turn on your mug press, and this will be heating up. When it's ready to heat down and heat your image, what you're going to do is you're going to see the little power button turn green. So in the meantime, we have to get our mug ready for our project. There's a few things you want to know. So I have a lint roller today, which is very important for all sublimation projects. It's just as important as having the heat resistant tape. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take it and we're just gonna make sure there's no lint on our mug. Now at first, that might seem a little silly because you're like, why would there be any lint on your mug? There could be fingerprints, there could be residue that could ruin your transfer. So just be very careful when taking care of your mug. And I actually have a pro tip for you guys today, because I've made this mistake far too many times and I don't want you to make the same mistake as well. So let me share with you what you need to be careful about when making mugs. So for today's design, it says this is my movie watching mug, right? What does that mean? That means the person looking at you can read the mug, not necessarily that you can read the mug, right? So what you want to do is not have the design facing me. We want the design facing you, the friend walking by while you're watching your movie, right? Or if you want to read it, you know, you can put it on this side. So for today's project, we are going to put the handle on my left side over here, and I'm going to put the design right here. There's been times when I've applied designs in the beginning, accidentally putting it in the middle here or on the wrong side. So just be very mindful and hold the mug and decide, am I gonna hold it in my left hand? Am I gonna hold it in my right hand? Like, what is that gonna look like? So you know what side to put the design on. So all you wanna do is apply your design. You wanna give some space from the handle because you don't want it too close there, and you're gonna start taping it down. Now we recommend here more tape than not enough, because you never know how much tape you actually need for your sublimation projects, because we do not want it to move at all. So you want to tape down all the corners in any space that you can, just to make sure you're getting a great design. So most importantly, you just want to make sure your design is flush, that you're happy with the placement, and that it is laying down perfectly. So I see right here, this part isn't. So I'm gonna take just a little piece of tape, lay it down, and kind of pull it out. So just like so, so that when we put this in our mug press, it's gonna be easy to get a great result, okay? So now you can put the glove on, but it's really easy to be able to place this in the mug press without the glove needed. We're gonna use the glove when we get it out. So we can just place this down right here. Now remember, this is hot. So you just wanna place this down just like so. And now, once you're ready, we're gonna be able to press this down and the automatic timer will begin. So it will now light up one little dot and then work its way for all 5 dots. All right, guys, it's beeping at us to remove the mug, and I'm gonna put the glove on just for safety. Again, you don't have to have this, because if you don't have this, what I'd recommend is just opening this up, letting it cool down, and then grabbing it, because the handle shouldn't be too hot. We just wanna be super careful with our mug. So with the glove, I can confidently grab it and have no issue. Now you can see right here, the design is kind of peeking through. So what we need to do is let this sit here and cool off. You definitely want to let this cool a little bit, and then we can start removing the tape and see our awesome design. All right, so now we can just simply finish removing this, and you can see you have your awesome, awesome design. This is my movie watching mug. How awesome is this? I love that when you transferred the design onto the mug, that's when you get to see all that vibrant color come to life. When you have the transfer, you know, it doesn't look near as vibrant, so people get worried. But once you are heat activated, you let it cool, you can remove it and reveal your awesome design. All right, friends, we've made our mug. Now I want to share with you how we're going to make the garden flag. If you can make the mug, the garden flag is going to be a piece of cake. I'm super excited to share with you how to do it. And since we're making larger than print and cut size with your Cricut, we're not actually going to use Cricut Design Space. This garden flag right here is 12 inches by 17 inches. And remember, our sublimation paper is 13 by 19. So this is a great opportunity where you have the perfect size paper to fit your garden flag. So today, what we're going to do is we're going to look over at our computer. Now I mentioned that we're using Preview today for our project. So we have a Maker's Gonna Learn print and cut file right here. It's called Be Kind. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to Tools, and we need to flip horizontal, because in Cricut Design Space, what is called mirror is called flip horizontal here on Preview. So once you press that button, you can see your image has now been flipped. That is something you do not want to forget, and notice you have to do it right out of the gate before sizing your image, before anything. That is step one. All right, step number two, let's go over to File and press Print. Now that you've pressed print, we need to go and select our printer. We're working with the Epson Workforce 7710 series today. The next thing you want to do is select your paper size. We're going to select 13 by 19, and you may need to set this as a custom size. If you are new to creating custom sizes, let's go ahead and press Manage Custom Sizes. Right here, you can see we have an untitled one that is 13 by 19. And I'm going to go ahead and just add a new one, and we're going to type in Sublimation 13 by 19. Bye, chickies. Once you've named it and you entered the width and the height, you can press OK. So that's our paper size today. And now we're going to go ahead and click on Scale to Fit, and we're going to click Fill Entire Page. Just like so, it's good to go. We can go ahead and now press Print. That was fast. That was pretty fast, you have to admit. Beautiful. How about that? All right, we have our design. And again, look, it's not super vibrant, but it will be soon after we hit our project. So just like preparing our mug, what we need to do is prepare our garden flag. So we're gonna bring our garden flag in, and we have it on our easy press mat. And what we're going to do is grab that lint roller, and we're gonna just remove all the lint. And again, this is 100% polyester, so that's gonna be perfect for today's project. Now you also wanna come over to your easy press and start preheating it to 400 degrees for 50 seconds. That is the temperature we've set it today. So you can see it's set to 400. So now it's go heat up, and then while it's heating up, we're just going to go ahead and take our beacon. I'm going to actually move this over right here, and we're going to apply it down onto our garden flag. Sometimes this can be a little bit difficult to do because you can't really see through the A-sub paper too well. So what I like to do is flip it over and cut off the top and bottom. It helps me with placing the image. We're gonna now be able to apply this a lot easier onto our garden flag because we can position it, we can see the outline, and it's gonna be a lot easier. So now, here's the pro tip of the day. You might think, oh, I'm gonna take the easy press, I'm gonna push it down, it's gonna be great. Anytime I press without going ahead and using that heat resistant tape, I end up getting some type of blur because it scoots around just a little bit. So I'm gonna take some heat resistant tape, and I'm just gonna go around the design while our easy press is still warming up and just applying this down. Heat resistant tape is amazing to use when you're working with sublimation. All right, our easy press is heated up. We're gonna grab our Teflon sheet. This is optional, but it's definitely nice to have it and use it if you have one. But you could also use butcher paper or anything like that. Just a barrier to protect your paper from the heat plate. Now you're gonna pick up the very warm easy press. You're gonna apply it over your design. And then here's what we need to do today. We need to press the button to start the countdown. But notice I'm applying firm pressure, and once I place this down, I'm not moving it. You do not wanna move any of your easy press in this process. So we're going ahead and just heating this down for 50 seconds. All right, so I took the easy press off. Now we're going to gently peel up our Teflon sheet, and you can start seeing the design come through. This is a really good sign that your design is looking great. You want to double check everything, see your design, let this cool down just a few seconds, as cool as you want it to be. You can kind of take a look. Look at this. So you can see right here, you have your beacon design, and it is perfect. I love how vibrant this is, guys. Like, it looks so good. And this will be a great little garden flag for your home. It is that easy to sublimate, my friends. You do not have to have a ton of supplies. You just have to have a few core materials to make your projects amazing. And what I love about this is these projects are super permanent. You're gonna be able to wash your garden flag without any worry about vinyl peeling up. You're gonna be able to throw your mug in the dishwasher and have great results every single time. If you What is going on, guys? Tanner Bell here, and welcome back to the Makers Gonna Learn YouTube channel. If you're brand new here, I am so excited that you're here today because we have a start to finish guide for creating a sublimation shirt. Today, we're going to share with you the entire process, start to finish, creating an amazing onesie. But if you're new around here to the Makers Gonna Learn channel, you do not want to forget to hit the subscribe button and go ahead and give the video a big thumbs up. I cannot wait for you guys to see this video because we're super excited about it. So let's go ahead and take a look at what you need to create your own shirts today. If you're brand new to sublimation, I want to invite you to check out our Sublimation for Beginners video. It's very helpful because we really focus in on all the material, but what I want to also share with you is today you're going to have pretty much all the same material here on the table. So we're really excited to share with you how to sublimate from start to finish. What I really want to hit home for today's video is that you definitely want to have your shirt be at least 65% polyester. All right, that's the bare minimum, but today we're using 100% polyester little onesie, and this will be perfect for today's project because we're gonna get the most vibrant quality from 100% polyester. But I know that's not always realistic, so 85% is great, but at the bare minimum, let's do at least 65, okay? In addition, you're gonna want to have some heat resistant tape. I think that's the secret weapon to having the best results when working with sublimation. Today we're even able to use the 6x7 mini easy press. This is a really easy one to use. You don't have to have the big easy press today if you're making onesies. I like having the more control with the 6x7. Now notice we have our big Epson Workforce printer right here on the table, and this printer is fantastic. We love, love, love using it for sublimation. It's fantastic and it always has given us great results. And the reason why is we use great ink. We've tried a few different brands of sublimation ink and I'm always so impressed with how they all work really well. This right here is StarCraft. You could also use Cosmo or whatever you prefer. Definitely check out the links below because we've linked this and all the products used here today. So if you all are excited, you have all your material ready, let's go ahead and jump into Cricut Design Space, where I'm going to share with you how you're able to grab your file and use the print and cut feature to print out your design. It doesn't have to be complicated and it's really simple to do. I think it's a great way for Cricut users to jump into sublimation actually using the print and cut feature. After you get familiar with sublimating and when you want to go larger than print and cut size, that's when we invite you to use programs like Illustrator, Inkscape, Canva, Preview to do your design work. So let's go ahead and take a look. So once you're in Cricut Design Space, what you're going to want to do is come down to the upload feature. We're simply going to upload our image, and sublimation cut files or sublimation files in general are great to use when they are in the PNG format. So now we're simply go take our image, which is take it slow. So when you have this, you're going to press complex and you can press continue. And this is going to allow you to clean up the image any if you need to. But as you can see, when you work with Maker's Gonna Learn sublimation files, they're all ready and good to go. So you can press continue. And now the last thing you want to do is save it as a print then cut image, even though after we print it, we're not actually going to cut. So press upload. Now you can see it in your recently uploaded files. Let's select it and add to our canvas. So now, real quick, we want to grab our little onesie and measure it. This is what you want to do. I always tell my students that we always measure twice and cut once. So we're going to grab our onesie, lay it down, grab our tape measure, which I always have one within arm's reach, and we are just going to measure and see how many inches we have to work with today. This right here, I'm going to say we have right at 4 inches to work with widthwise, okay? So 4 inches wide, and we'll see how the height ends up being. So come over to Design Space again with us, and we're going to type in the width, which is 4 inches, and press enter. And now our height is 5 inches. So what we want to do is just make sure that that is okay for our onesie, because we're working with a 3 to 6 month onesie. 5 inches would be a little long, and we're actually going to go down to 3.5 inches. And now we have a 3.5 by 4.5 image. And this cut file is adorable. I love sloths, and this is going to look great on the onesie today. So now, again, we have it set to print and then cut. So we're going to be able to press make it. Once you press make it, you'll see the black rectangle around there, but no worries, we'll cut that off here soon. Now let's go ahead and press mirror, because again, your sublimation files have to be mirrored just like your heat transfer vinyl projects would be. So now let's click continue. We're simply going to click send to printer, and we're working with the Epson Workforce series. We are going to turn bleed off, and now we'll be able to select print. So it's saying we have the mismatch of paper. That's totally fine. We can simply click done, and it's going to say, can we use the current paper loaded, or should we change the paper loaded? And I always select user defined plain paper, and then it'll finally say, just to confirm, you pretty much want to print, and you want to click that print button, and now it'll print out. All right, my friends, we need to cut this out. But my tip here is to make sure to not touch the ink, because again, this is going to be an ink transfer. So be careful as you cut this close to it. And feel free to have a few different variations of sublimation paper on hand, because that will help you not waste as much and have to take this and cut it down. So after I do something like this, I might take the paper and trim this down into an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. So then I can take the A-sub, save it for another project. And now we have our image right here. It's been mirrored, and now we can prepare our little onesie for our design. So we're going to take this right here and we're going to preheat it just to make sure there's no wrinkles. You want to make sure there's no wrinkles whatsoever. And once you're good there, I like to lint roll it just to remove any residue, because remember, if you have a piece of glitter from your craft space or anything like that, it could ruin your transfer. So now, once it's all good to go, you're going to take your design and you're simply going to want to place it. So I like to place it right in the center. And once you're happy with the placement, you can take this right here. We're going to grab our heat resistant tape and we're just going to give some extra support. I never feel like I could add enough heat resistant tape because I want to make sure the design is not going to move. If you have a heat press, I will say I think it's a little bit less likely that your shirt is going to move around. But when you're working with an easy press, it's a lot easier to move around. But don't feel like you have to go out and buy a big, huge, expensive heat press if you have an easy press or two laying around. Feel free to use those and get familiar with it. It's no big deal at all. So now that it's taped, we're going to add our Teflon sheet right on top to protect the A-sub paper and the heat plate. And once you're ready, we're going to heat this for 50 seconds at 400 degrees. So once we apply this down, we're going to not move it because that can move our design and create shadowing that we do not want. So now we're just going to place this down firmly and let it count down for 50 seconds while applying firm and mighty pressure. All right, it's been 50 seconds, so we're going to remove the easy press. And now we're going to be able to lift up the Teflon sheet, and you're going to see, you can see through this. I always like to say if you can see the transfer through that's a really good sign that your transfer did really well. So now you're going to let this cool just a few minutes, and then we'll be able for the big reveal. I think this design right here is a great example of why sublimation is so important. As you can see, the shading of this design you just could not have with regular heat transfer vinyl. So with sublimation, you're going to open the doors to so many more opportunities to work with even more designs, have more inspiration, and have more creative freedom for your projects. And not to mention that this right here is never going to peel up. It is going to be able to be through in the washing machine really easily, and you're going to have this for a lifetime. It's really fantastic what you can do with sublimation. So my friends, if you enjoyed today's video, be sure to give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more sublimating and cricketing videos. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you here soon. Bye guys.